we should be getting started momentarily.
Yeah, you better believe they are wasting no time. We have our start.
Right by the coast. Not a bad start.
So we're going to get an idea of what that coastal item is immediately. We've got some money on Dragondarch. That medium secret is something to be desired, folks. It's 26, but look at this. The any key is our ladder item on the coast.
Well, that's good to know early, especially if we've got key problems.
Well, it is not a good start in terms of the money department. The medium can be anywhere between 25 and 40 rupees, so that is the second lowest medium prize that you could possibly get. So we have the potential of a poverty seed on our hands as Dragondarch finds level 3 with Shatty right behind him.
Level 3 is not a horrible find. It's not a medium-sized dungeon, I'd say, but a lot of blocks potentially in this dungeon.
What is the world record for this seed? That is what all of the Hylians are going to be saying during this seed. In order to understand what the Hylians are saying, we have to find the book that is somewhere in the overworld or in one of the 9 dungeons. So, book, which is an item that people would normally avoid before this tournament, this is something they may want to get now because, again, it's the only way you can understand what those Hylians are saying as both Dragondarch and Shatty find a potion shop, but without the letter, there's nothing they can do about it right now. Dragondarch going to head for vanilla level 2 next, and it looks like Shatty going to do the same.
I'm not gonna lie, these sprites are outstanding.
On both sides of the board, because you've got the Goombas there, and I forget what series Dragondarch plays as, because that one is also a totally different series as well. But it's just another potion shop for Dragondarch. Shatty's able to get through the gauntlet here. He'll find out the same thing, that it's just a potion shop, so nothing doing for Shatty. Not going to up in there, though, like Dragondarch did, so hopefully he can make it back down, and it is a favorable spot for those Goombas, so Shatty will not take any more damage. Dragondarch is going to try his luck at this Armo statue spot and find the other staircase. And that'll be a door repair penalty. And oh my goodness gracious, Norestra, this is not good. That's the maximum.
That's a painful door repair. Especially it eats your medium secret every time you find one.
Yeah, exactly. So you're pretty much giving all but one of your hard-earned rupees every time you find a door repair penalty. There are 9 of them scattered throughout Hyrule. So this very well could be a deluxe poverty seed. Not just a poverty seed, Norestra, a deluxe poverty seed.
And we'll see with the any key on the coast, that can definitely help with the key situation, not having to buy them. But looks like we found our Armos item, and it does appear to be Lord Banana.
Indeed, the wooden boomerang, and if any of those enemies shuffle down, like those Goombas on Shatty's side, which would in essence be the Octoroks, we can get a break in terms of, look at that, those red Octoroks that move slow are on the 0 HP, so we can get items and rupees from them. And the money-making game with only 2 rupees for Shatty. Can't play it at this time. There's that important heart there. He was down to his last half heart. I'll tell you what, Norestra, in a poverty seed like this, I wouldn't be surprised if either of these runners did play the money-making game, depending on what that large is.
Oh, definitely. It depends on what we need, though. If bombs are cheap or and here's our wood sword.
Yep, Dragondarch, the first one to find the wood sword, and Shatty finds the magical sword, so Shatty's on the right track of where the wood sword is. It's not far from where he is, so as long as he doesn't take an unfortunate death here, I would imagine that Shatty is going to find that prize in a moment. Yep, he is heading the same direction, so it does look like that this is pretty much a level pegging race early on between our 2 runners, 4 minutes in. Dragondarch with the bomb drop here. Unfortunately, it's going to cost him his last rupee down to 0. Shatty, meanwhile, is going to get his wood sword right here. About 30 seconds behind Dragondarch, so it's definitely close early on as Dragondarch going to check vanilla level 5 here. What do we have? That is, I have no idea what that is. That must be the white sword item.
I believe that is the white sword item, and I believe that's actually the white sword, potentially, because it looks like the other 2 swords that we've seen.
If it was the white sword, he would have grabbed it. I don't think that's, yeah, that might be the white sword. I guess we'll find out if Shatty gets back there. And we have, no, that is a red candle. That is the red candle, because we just saw the same shape on Dragondarch's side in the first take any cave. That is actually the red candle, but you can't pick it up until you have anywhere between 4 and 6 hearts. So, ooh, look at the price of bombs. We definitely have some cheap bombs here. It's a rupee a bomb, so least that alleviates some of the stress of this poverty seed.
Definitely. Unfortunately for Dragondarch, fresh out of rupees. And Shatty's got himself a nice shoot room here.
And he gets a bomb drop and a second take NEK for Dragondarch. He'll pick up the heart container, so now he does have a 1 in 3 chance of picking up the red candle in this case. And Shatty, there's the Phantos. I've never liked bubbles, and seeing that Shatty made the bubbles into Phantos, I like bubbles even less. And that is our first Triforce.
A very quick Triforce, 5 minutes in.
Yep, and Dragondarch, he is stabbing the old man to death, and the reason why he's doing that, he's trying to build a count here. In fact, it looks like he's built it up to 9, so if he can bomb successfully in this room, he will get his fresh set of bombs. No, he miscounted! Ooh.
Let me go back and try this again.
And he's going to try it again because it looked like he might have missed his count there because that should have done it for Dragondarch, but maybe he was not at 0 when he started stabbing the old man. We find our item.
And it's the book in 3.
So immediately we're going to have access to what the old men are saying and everybody else here in Hyrule, as well as the hint shops. But again, this does have the potential of being a poverty seed, so we will see. But that is a good find there for Shatty. So any hints you'll find, he'll take.
And even more importantly, the hints that are in 9 are now available to the Shatty. So we'll be able to read the 3 potential hints on the bow, or not the bow, the silvers, Ganon, and the compass.
Let's just hope that they are not replaced by either the Mugger rooms or the bait block. And there is, speaking of hints,
some cheap hints.
67 rupees to buy all 3, so yeah, definitely, and it's close to start, so I would say that when we have enough rupees, I would imagine that these runners are going to save, buy those hints, then retry to recapture all that money, so good spot as Dragondarch gets his Triforce out of level 3, so we're tied in that department. Let's see if he decides to go back in there, and yes, he will. He thought about it for a moment.
Let's see if Dragondarch is able to figure out the puzzle to get to the book. As Shatty's going to take a stroll back over here into the casino corner area.
That is a shop that he wants no part of. He doesn't have any money to buy anything anyway. And that's quite an expensive magical shield there. That is the expensive shield, you know, FYI, but it's actually rolled above its vanilla price of 160. Not that anybody would buy it. If I'm going to buy a magical shield, it's going to be the cheap one that has the price of 90 in the vanilla game, but again, with this being a potential poverty seed, I don't see the runners buying that.
No, our runners will find Red Ring, and these two don't really need those items, to be fair at this point.
No, I mean, if they are able to find, I mean, more power to them, but it's not essential for either one of these runners' quests, because they both earned their way to get to 3-0. As Shatty finds the red candle, his white sword item, but again, with only 3 hearts, nothing he can do but look at this. DD finding level 1.
And that is a great early find. 2 items, one on the floor, one in the staircase. Very small, compact dungeon, so we could have some key problems here, though.
Yeah, level 1 tends to be a key-starved seed, not to mention how linear it is, so it may look easy on the outside, but if this turns to be one of those dungeons where you need a lot of keys, well, level 1 might just be one of those you're going to have to come back to, but we'll see. And unfortunately, those gels rolling on the beefy side of 2 HP.
And Shatty was taking a minute there at the take any to determine, do I grab the heart and go back and try for the red candle, or do I just grab the blue candle? He did pick up the blue candle.
Yeah, I would pick up the blue candle as well. You see a free candle, considering that the medium secret is as bad as is, I would always grab that blue candle first thing I see it.
I mean, in this case, I think the heart, it wouldn't hurt to pick the heart up, try the red candle, retry, and go back.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Unfortunately, those orange land molas crushed Dragondarch, so back to the start he goes, as Shatty does find that second take any cave. And I can understand that, but you gotta remember, one of the take endies is blocked by a candle, so yeah, it is a 1 in 3 chance, but you do make a good point there, Narastra. If red candle's the item, I pick up a heart container, and I know where that red candle is, yeah, I'm gonna try it, and if it doesn't work, I retry, I know where my money is, and look at that, we've got the wand as one of the items in level 1, good find by Dragondarch.
And with the book, it still does shoot the fire, so not quite as nice a tool, but it's still effective.
Not only that, because he's got the wand and the book that goes with it, that makes the red candle now obsolete because the wand with the book attached pretty much does the same thing. So at this point, the red candle is likely out of play for both of the runners.
Definitely. It also makes fighting these landmollas much easier.
Precisely, and that's one of the benefits of having the book with the wand is those lammolas, because it essentially acts as a long-range candle. And, you know, it's one of the few good things we can say about the book is that it's, at times like that, it does act as a long-range candle. Cheap medium secrets, expensive bomb upgrades. Boy, I hope it's worth their while if either of our runners decide to go back for it. It's 110 rupees.
Yeah, we probably won't be picking that up this seed at this rate.
No.
The big secret's going to have to be 150 for that to come into play, most likely.
Yeah, or very close to that for that matter. Dragondarch's still looking for the item out of level 1. Shatty noped out of there. He has no keys, so that might have persuaded him to just back off and maybe try again later. Dragondarch, though, has 4 keys, so ended up picking the right path to avoid being locked out of level 1, as Shatty does find our take any roads, as we find the that is the good old Spaceball reference there that the Darth Vader-like character says. Link, I am your father's brother's nephew's former roommate. And Dragondarch is continuing to search into level 1 and trying to find both the Triforce and the item on the ground. Now, we did find a heart container, so he's now up to 5 hearts, so you'd have a 2 or 3 chance of picking that up. And there's our blue ring shop on Shatty's side.
And take a look at the warp roads. They're not horrible warp roads.
No, because one of them does take you back to the coast. You always like to have one that's near your star so that you can take it upon death. And yeah, I saw the ending roads. You know, they're not that bad. One of them takes you to the forgotten spot. Yeah, they're not that bad. Another key drop as Dragondarch's going to have to play 3-door Monty as he's... Ooh, we potentially could have ourselves a Goma block to either the second item or the Triforce, potentially. Well, there's our small secret. That's a nice one at 17 rupees, so that kind of takes away some of the loss out of that medium secret. And actually, do the math here. What is that? 7 times 4, so that's 28, and there's 7 times 4.
No.
But as I say that, the game knows we do have a poverty seed confirmed.
Yeah, money is going to be tight here. Our runners are going to have to be mindful on the bomb. I think it was 4 rupee bombs. Yeah, there they are. I mean, that's not the worst thing in this type of seed now. But
oh boy, did you see that? Dragondarch just found the ground item. It's the silver arrows.
Ooh.
Shatty left that behind, but again, level 1, a smaller dungeon, so he'll be able to get back there later, I would imagine. But if he gets those Triforces, Gliok returns with the heart container, so we do know that one of the items in level 8 is the heart container. Let's take a look at the other ones. We have Manhandla threatens with the book. Unfortunately, that is old news. Let's take a look at hint number 3. And we have that play a melody to obtain the heart container. So that indicates that either a Dig Dogger is blocking it or level 8 is at Recorder Lake.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those moments that you're not necessarily happy to see that hint. You know, it's nice to know that you're going to need the recorder to get that heart container, but otherwise we find level 9.
Now, we're getting indication that Shatty did find the silver arrows. He must have found them really, really fast. Took a much more, efficient path than Dragondarch did. So if that's the case, they'd both be even at this point. We'll get a better idea as the race goes on. But it does appear that Shatty and Dragondarch both have the silvers. Now, Shatty going to check this burn bush here. Dragondarch finding the cheap bait shop, quote-unquote, cheap. That is actually rolled high. 60 rupees is the vanilla price, and it's gone to 71. So, again, poverty seed, high prices. The only saving grace is the bombs.
Well, that, and we haven't seen the potion price yet, so that could be a thing, too.
Oh, yeah, because that could roll high as well. It could be as much as 88 for the Coke, so you never know. It looks like Shatty's going to check vanilla level 1 here and see if he finds anything of value. He finds he's going to lose his money. As Dragondarch is going to...
He's going to pick up the hints we've already seen.
He's going to find out that play a melody to obtain the heart container. He knows that level 8 is blocked by the recorder in some fashion, whether it's a dig dogger or that it's in Recorder Lake. And more old news as Shatty finds out about the red candle at Lost Hills. So far, this seed is just full of old news, Dragondarch.
Well, we have found our, I believe that's our third Takenny, so...
Yep, and... Chat, you know what to do about that. Oh, Dragondarch did decide to play money-making game, and he hit the whammy for minus 46. But the grand prize, a whopping 75 rupees. If my memory is correct, Noristra, that's as big as it gets in terms of top prize.
I think you're right, and we do have level 5 here on Shatty's side, so let's take a look. It's a nice key drop.
Yes, indeed, as Dragondarch is going to find his Takennies and some Lamolas for Shatty to deal with. Got to be careful. You still lose 2 hearts every time you get bobbed either by the orange or the blue Lamolas, but he makes quick work of it thanks to that wand and book. And he finds himself potentially key blocked out of this room. Another 5er drops on the floor, and they're going to need every rupee they can possibly get their hands on as we see a moat. Right. If you're going to find blue Lamolas, find it on the other side of that moat.
The best spot to fight them, where they can't get to you.
And hopefully it doesn't have the Triforce. It has a bomb. Unfortunately, he can't get to it, even with the boomerang. Although the boomerang can pick up bombs, they can only pick up bombs if they come from enemies. If it's a floor drop thing, you can't pick it up.
There's a free Triforce.
Yeah, Lamolas upon more Lamolas, and Lamolas guarded that Triforce out of level 5. So Shatty gets his second Triforce piece and takes the lead, presumably, if he does have the silver arrows, as we believe he does have. And unfortunately, Shatty going bankrupt, finding that door repair penalty. Dragondarch going to check this burn bush below the desert, another bomb shot, but he's got 7, so no need to waste 4 on 1 bomb. I mean, actually, it wouldn't be a horrible play if he did that, but I can understand every rupee counts.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the 1 bomb, these runners know how to farm bombs. He's coming back here to do the last hint that he was missing as he gets his old news about the book.
Yeah, both of our runners do have the book out of level 3 as well as the Triforce. We do have a level at start. It's level 6, so we'll see if Shatty's able to do the pirouette trick here with the door to the south. He can't do it. He'll try to bomb, though.
And we already found level 9, so Dragondarch now knows where level 9 is.
Yeah, it's always good to know where level 9 is, because you don't want to be going on a wild goose chase in Hyrule trying to find this level 9 after you've gotten all 5 Triforce pieces. Yes, folks, this is the Pentaforce tournament here, at least to start things off here for the Swiss flags. You only need 5 Triforces to gain access into level 9. But, in turn, we have put important items in level 9. So those items that you're accustomed to not seeing in level 9 in previous tournaments, which would be the ladder, the bow, the raft, the power bracelet, and the recorders, you can now find those in level 9. And frequently, you're going to see our runners double or even triple dip into level 9 because you got to get important items out of there to make progression out of other levels that might have important items that you're looking for.
As we find the letter on Shatty's side, that's going to be a nice pickup, assuming we can afford a potion.
Yeah, exactly. So once he shows the letter to anybody running a potion shop, we'll get an idea of what kind of prices we're dealing with. And hopefully for these runners' sake, they're relatively cheap. Dragondarch finding the hint that Shatty had already found, which is, again, more old news. But he is going to stumble upon the burn, swing and a miss.
Shatty did find level 4 in the vanilla potion shop right above level 3, so let's take a look at here. Oh, looks like blue dark nuts hanging out in here.
Yep, those spinies do act as dart nuts, so Shatty's got to be careful. Oh, I told you to be careful, Shatty. Back to start you go. So right now, Shatty in level 4, the first staircase he finds will be the only staircase because level 4 is the last of the first 8 that does not have a transport staircase. So if he finds that staircase, he's going to find this item, but he's going to have to earn access to that shutter door. He's going to have to clear all the blue dart nuts, so looks like he wants to explore north first, but he's got to be careful because this room does not have bubbles, and you've got blue dart nuts, and if you die, you're going to have to do this room again.
Yeah, surprised this would be a room where I'd walk out and save this room after getting a couple kills. Not a lot of fun to fight these guys in an SG room.
And also, with the wand, it does do 2 HP of damage, but only the tip of the wand does damage. If you try to do a long-range attack, it will not work. It'll just deflect. And he is going to save that room, and look at this. Staircase right below. He didn't even need to do that. He may have to do it to get the Triforce, but he's going to get his item right here, provided he does not take a death here. Does the block clip successfully. We have got Recorder.
Hey, and both of our runners know that that is required to get the heart container out of 8, but it may actually be required to find 8.
And it may even be required, period, depending if there are other dungeons that might be, Recorder blocked, or if level 8 might have, say, the boat. And there's our other bomb upgrade for 110, so it looks like levels 1 and 5 have our bomb upgrades today. Or was it 3?
I think it was 3.
Yeah, I think you're right, Eraser. I think it was 3. Not that it matters. I don't see either of our runners going back for the bomb upgrade unless they're really down on their luck on bombs. But Shatty gets...
With the amount of money we've seen in the seed, that may not be a bad play just to fill up, go get a bunch of free bombs and some extra space.
Dragondarch clears that Landmola room. He picks up his second Triforce. Now let's see if he goes back into level 5 in search for the second item. And he is going to go for it. And this could be a turning point of the game, Norestra.
It'll be the first item. We haven't seen the item in 5 yet. But, yeah, definitely a potential moment here for us.
Yep, so because if the bow is here in level 5, Shatty's going to be in some trouble.
Or if the latter is. I mean, that could potentially cause some problems, too.
Shatty finds the map here in level 4, but looks like he's decided to nope out of there as he is out of keys and down to 1 bomb. So he may have to come back later if that's the case. Of course, plenty of dungeons he could go back to. He's going to check. Looks like he's going to check the Armo spot where the blue ring shop is. He's going to find a medium secret for 26, put him up to 54.
We already know that that Arma spot is the warp road, so he's
right.
Keep on pressing here. Now, if I was Shatty, I might take that recorder that I just pulled out and go just take a look. And looks like blue boomerang in 5.
Yep, it's scrap metal. So Shatty's decision to not dig out the item in 5 turns out to be a good one, as Dragondarch unfortunately doesn't get a desirable item out of there. So he is done with level 5. Shatty going to check Recorder Lake. Do we indeed have level 8 here, or do we have something else? Let's find out. We don't have a level in level 8, which means that the item is Dig Dogger blocked. Ooh, Dragondarch plays money-making game. This time he wins 25 rupees. Nice job.
So Shatty's discovered the second secrets, and he's got the money to buy them all, I believe. No, thanks, game.
Yeah, I know, right? Game knows. And we have Dig Dogger gazes with the magical boomerang. More old news. This is the seed of old news, ladies and gentlemen. Last one for 11. Korea grumbles with the rafts. We do now know that the raft is in 7.
Well, that was good news for Shatty, though, because he didn't pick up that or see the blue boomerang in 5, so he can now mark that off as done. So that will definitely help when it comes time to finding the bow or finding another key item. We won't be going back into 5 for anything.
Yeah, not at all. As Dragondarch finds another medium secret for 26, he's at 73 rupees. Money been tight. I don't think we're going to see much triple-digit action from any of our runners tonight.
And we've really whittled the items down. We're down to basically what's in 2, what's in 7, what's the second item in 8, and what's hiding in 9.
What's in 6? I have to write that down. I must have missed the hint about 6.
I don't have 6, sorry. It's 2, 6, 8 and 9 is what we're missing.
That's correct. We have 2, 6, 1 and 8, and 2 and 9. So there are 5 items that are still in play. Those 5 items are the bow, the ladder, the power bracelet, the red ring, and I believe, let's see, what is that last item? What have I'm always missing one item. This happens to me every single time without fail. White sword.
Yeah, white sword.
Alright, so Shatty gonna burn this bush where 100 secret is, but it's an arrow shop, and both of our runners have the silver arrows, so that means nothing. Well, Dragondarch does find level 4. He'll get his recorder, but I don't know if he'll be able to get the Triforce. Shatty wasn't able to, so that leads me to believe he's either key blocked out of it, or he might potentially be ladder block. Gonna check the burn bush where the 10 normally is, and meet the moblin along the coast, but both of our runners do know where the magical sword is, so no help there.
Let's take a quick glance at the map. We're missing Dungeon 2 already. We found 6. We didn't find the item out of it. We don't know where 8 is. We haven't seen 7. Oh, oops, there's 7 right there.
Well, right as you're talking about it. Talk about it and the game shows it to you. We have level 7 on Shatty's side, 33 rooms of pure torture. We know that the raft is there. The question is, will the raft be required to beat the sea? Leok
There's
returns
some good
at the
news.
grave.
That's something new for us.
Yep, so we now know that level 8 is near where Shatty is, as Dragondarch gets his recorder out of level 4. And it looks like Shatty wants no more part of that level 7. I guess that hint was enough for him. Looks like he might be digging level 8 next.
I do believe that leaves just level 2 unfound. So,
speaking of level 2! You did it again, Narestra. Unbelievable. Talk about a level and it presents itself.
So barring a power bracelet block on level 8, we know where every dungeon is now. So raft is not required.
Yep, but the power bracelet very well could be, as you pointed out, that by the grave, that power bracelet spot is considered by the grave. So the potential is there, as unfortunately a death taken there by Shatty. So back to the start of 2 he goes. As Dragondarch is going to try to find the Triforce out of level 4. And what do you know? We have a Dig Dogger in a Dig Dogger infested level 2. And unfortunately, Shatty missed the mark on that Dodongo, so he is going to unfortunately waste some bombs here. Tough break there for Shatty. But it is where the Triforce is.
Trying to decide if he wanted to pick that up or keep looking.
Looks like he's going to keep looking, and I wouldn't blame him. Level 2 being a small dungeon as it is. Looking for the... Well! Is it Shatty? Glad he did. He finds the bow, and ladies and gentlemen, 28 minutes in, Shatty is in Triforce and Go mode, and he's got his 3rd Triforce.
So now the real question becomes, how long does it take Dragondarch to get up there and find 2?
Well, that's a big question indeed, because the longer it takes for him to discover that part of Hyrule, the bigger a lead Shatty can gain, as Dragondarch is desperately trying to find the Triforce out of level 4. So by the looks of things, we're looking at a potential, not just a jet seed, but a ladderless seed potentially too. That
was the other thing I was going to say, is the ladder is still missing, and it is either in 6, 8, or 9 at this point. So running out of hiding spots.
But look at this, though. Dragondarch was able to find the Triforce out of level 4, so he does have 3 Triforce pieces. That evens up the Triforce department again. So Shatty is going to be looking for the Triforce and maybe the... Well, I think he's already found the wand. Yeah, he's just looking for the Triforce. So at this point, Shatty is trying to get the Triforce, and with more keys in hand, obviously he's going to have a better chance of doing so. But keep in mind, Dragondarch wasn't able to find the Triforce out of level 1 either. Dragondarch's going to find that other hint shop, and unfortunately, he's going to find now, he does figure out that the raft is in level 7. We know that in all likelihood it's not required. It actually isn't required. Digdogger gazes with the magical boomerang. That's old news for him, unfortunately, and he sees that Gleeok lurks with the recorder. More old news. This is confirmed the old news seed, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely. Now, the other thing that's important here is that while 8 could be under the power bracelet spot, with the bow, the silvers, and unless that ladder comes into play, that may not be needed.
That is true, and that's the one thing that could throw these runners for a loop, is if it turns out to be a chain reaction seed where one item leads to another. I mean, what if you did need the power? The
that's why I couldn't.
Yes. So we do have the Triforce in level 1. It was Goma blocks. You needed the bow and arrows in order to get that prize. That's 4 Triforces for Shatty.
And Shatty's most likely going to go to level 4 to pick up his last Triforce. It's one of the smaller ones. And he's already got some exploration in there. So that's where I would expect him to go.
It makes the most sense. It's the smallest of the dungeons left to go, as Shatty's going to go ahead and make a quick trip here to purchase some moms here before he makes that play to go to level 4. And the way this is going, if this rolls right for Shatty, he could turn a sub 40. Dragondarch, unfortunately, getting the red herring about the recorder lake having a level. It's just going to give him a small secret for 17.
Yeah, so right now it's if we find the ladder somewhere on the way, picking up the any key and to go into 9 may be really beneficial. But other than that, 3 keys, I'd be very worried about that going into 9.
Oh, yeah. I mean, level 9 is known as the Great Equalizer for a reason, because those keys could come into play. And again, we need the ladder to get the item on the coast, which happens to be the magical key. So very well could come into play, and that ladder could be anywhere. There's only a couple of spots it could be in. It could be in 6, could be in 8, could be in 9.
Unfortunately, we're out of hints that would tell us where that is at this point, I believe.
Yeah, the only kind of hints we could get are hints from old men in dungeons, but even that is not a guarantee either, Narastra. So Shatty gonna have to do this crazy blue spiny room again. Again, both our runners have a custom sprite set, so they're not playing with the traditional sprites. Shatty's actually being Mario.
And Dragondarch is doing the Legacy of the Wizard sprite set.
Right you are. Now, Shatty is on the right track of finding the Triforce, so he just needs to get through a couple rooms and he'll be done. And he'll be ready to go into level 9.
He's going to have to spend some precious keys right here.
Indeed, he's going to have to. Unfortunately, sometimes that's just how it works, and with the bow and arrow, it's going to make quick work of those spiny. He's going to exit the room, not only to save, but in the hopes that that blue dark nut, that spiny, will disappear, and it did. And Dragondarch has found the circus. He's in level 6, which is a Wizrobe set, and we do find our item. It's the ladder!
This could swing this back into Dragondarch's favor here if Ganon or Zelda end up being ladder blocked.
But Shatty does get his 5th Triforce here out of level 4, and 33 minutes and change in. Shatty is ready to go to level 9. So provided he is not ladder blocked, he could be on his way to 4-0.
Now, ladder blocked or key blocked, because we've got 2 keys, so we don't have the rupees to buy potions or...
Remember I told you that this was the old news seed, Narastra? We just found some more old news on Dragondarch's side. Step over the water to reach the panty key.
Game.
My goodness gracious. So at this point, Dragondarch just looking for the Triforce here. And because Dragondarch's got the ladder, he can go ahead and get that any key off the coast. Shatty's into level 9, so this is what he's going to be looking for. Going to be listening for the roar of Ganon. If he hears Ganon, then he's adjacent to where he currently is, 1 room north, south, east, or west. Second thing he's going to be looking for is a single shutter door room. When he full clears that room, if that door does not open, he has found the location of Zelda. Well, in Shatty's case, it would be Princess Toadstool. Third thing is we have 3 old men with 4 potential hints. One could be where Ganon is, where Zelda is, where the what is guarding the compass and where the silver arrows are. Now, with so little of this seed being discovered here, there's a good chance we're going to see maybe the mugger room or even the bait blocks. So that could also come into play for these runners that could hinder their chances of finding everything about this level 9.
Oh, definitely. It'd be interesting to see how Shatty determines he wants to do this, especially not having the ladder. You know, does he want to take some staircases and just poke and see if he finds the red ring or the ladder, which would both help out? I mean, not needed for these runners, but 7 hearts, you kind of. You can only take 2 hits from Ganon and your fight's over.
That is correct. Now, because we're almost at the end of this race, potentially, I'm going to go over the items that we have found in this seed right here. Level 1 has the wand and the silver arrows. Level 2, the bow. Level 3, the book. Level 4 has the recorder. Level 5 has the magical boomerang. Level 6, the ladder. Level 7 has the raft. By a hint, we've not even found the dungeon, but by a hint, we know that one of the items in level 8 is the heart container. We currently don't know what's in level 9. The Armo statue was the wooden boomerang. Ladder item on the coast, the magical key. White sword item is the red candle. So the 3 items we have not yet discovered are the power bracelet, the red ring, and the white sword. And at least one of those is in level 9.
Well, 2 of those are at 9.
No, at least one. Well, I meant to say at least one
right.
of either the red ring or the white sword, which is going to, help either the combat or the defense of these runners. And we do have a ladder block where this locked door is, but Shatty has found the compass, so we're going to find out if he's going to have access to Princess Peach's room right here, right now. Is there a shutter door? No. So there's another route to get there, which could be masking, Ganon, or in his case, Bowser. So we'll see if he can find a workaround to get to Princess Peach's room, or if that ladder is needed. Shatty's in a world of hurt. Speaking of our world of hurt, Dragondarch is still trying to find the Triforce out of this big-time level 6. Now, while it doesn't have the number of rooms that level 7 has, the 33 rooms of pure destruction, it's still a pretty big dungeon, as you can see on his map.
And it's very linear, so you find yourself in lots of trouble with blocks.
It looks like I think Shatty has found the path to Princess Peach. So he just needs to find Bowser in this case. Listener for that roar. Hopefully he can find his way to his room. He's able to bomb north. So he's able to continue, but now a decision time with his keys. He's only got 2 keys. So spend a key in hopes that I find a way to get...
Good information. He finds the compass.
Yep, that's good news for Dragondarch, and he's going to find that Triforce right now just on the ground. So that is his 4th Triforce piece. So I would imagine that his next play, or at least something he'll do before going to level 9, because he's only got 1 key, his next play is going to go to the coast.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about up-A and saving, or up-A and continuing right here, or he saves.
Either way is fine. That's going to put him a couple screens away from the coast, and sure enough, he will be picking up that magical key. So, again, that very well could come into play for Dragondarch, and that's a diagonal block for him. That is not where you're going to see a Ganon fight.
So now the remaining question is, when will Dragondarch make it to 2 and find his bow?
And that's another concern, by the way. That is another concern. Suppose he finds another level before he finds level 2. He gets to 5 Triforces. He may think the bow's in 9. And if that's the case, he's going to be wrong.
And
ladies and gentlemen,
Ganon. Oh, sorry.
There's Bowser. Yes, not Ganon, but Bowser. So he's got the wood sword. So he's going to need between 13 and 15 hits to take down King Koopa. Let's see how he does. Well, he gets a nice hug from him. Back to start he goes.
So yeah, with the inability to get a hold of any potions at this point, fortunately the fairy fountain's not too far away from the screen.
No.
But it's still only 2 hits. 2 Hyrule drivers and you're toast.
Yeah, 2 Bowser ground pounds and you're out. So he's going to have to be very, very careful. Somebody else called it something else, but that was the first name I came up with when I saw Shatty race Tetra the last time. They called it the ground pound. Dragondarch finding 8. Turns out it was not power bracelet blocked.
No, but This is not the dungeon Dragondarch needed to find. It's too.
And he finds the Triforce behind Aquamentus. So now it's decision time for Dragondarch. If he goes into level 9, this could be all she wrote.
Unfortunately, 2 is probably not on his radar at this moment.
Yep, and he's thinking about his decisions here, and it looks like, yeah, he's going to warp out of there. I mean, you can't fault Dragondarch. I mean, he probably thinks right now he's ahead because of all he's found. He's got the silver arrows, he's got the any key, he's got 103 rupees, he's got 9 hearts. He's probably thinking he's ahead. Little does he know, he is way behind.
Yeah, that's going to be extremely unfortunate. Now, he does have the money to buy a potion, but at this point, not having the bow doesn't help.
Now he is in level 9, so right now, I mean, unless you know, Bowser decides to be the king of trolls here, and we've seen Ganon in boat rooms be trolls. Thankfully for Shatty, this is an easy room, an empty room like this, where you have all the maneuverability in the world. But he's got a stun lock. He lost it though.
The other thing that could save Dragondarch would be Zelda in a ladder blocked room.
Correct. 4. Again, the right teleports. This is just like my Ganon fights. Nothing but right teleports. 5. Another right teleport from Bowser. This is just being the trolliest Bowser ever, but he's doing it right. 6. There's the stun lock. 8. 9. 10. 11. Ooh, lost the stun lock, and one of the hints is gone as it is replaced by a Mugger Room. He's got the any key, so it does act as a free pass. Otherwise, he would have had to have spent one of his max bombs. 13. 2 more hits at the maximum left to go on Shatty's side, and 14. 15. Down goes Bowser, and he's going to get the superstar. So now all Shatty has to do is backtrack to... Oh, it's a fire flower, actually. Ah, there we go.
So would that be turtle soup?
Tonight I dine on turtle soup. We've got turtle soup. You know, that's perfect. Narastra, you get one on that. Turtle soup it is.
As Shetty's going to make a quick shot to Zelda.
As long as she's not in a ladder-blocked room, this race is Shatty's. Where is she? It's good! Shatty has the win and has rescued Princess Peach and will be going to 4-0 in the tournament. Get your GGs out for Shatty. What a seed. What a jet seed he just put up.
Oh, definitely. That's an official SRL time of 42 minutes and 20 seconds.
That is one of the fastest times we have had in the tournament. We've got Zelda's room, and unfortunately, Blue Gorias have abducted her, and he's trapped in a shutter room. But boy, oh boy, what a performance by Shatty tonight.
I'm taking a look at the standings. I believe that might be the second fastest of the tournament. I know Redbird Grad put a 35-minute seed up at one point.
Yeah, I see a 43.01. I think you're right about that, Narastra, that the 42.20 that Shatty just put up is indeed the second fastest time of the tournament, as we do have Shatty here in the commentator's booth. Oh boy, GG to you, my friend. What a time.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's by far my best time on these flags.
Yep, I'm looking over the records right now, and almost. Okay, somebody does have a faster than the 42.20 other than Redbird.
Looks like our
Toaster.
tracker, CyberChow, is saying that that's the 5th fastest in this.
Oh, so, okay, because I do see that Amazing Toaster put up a 42.07, so we're getting indication that it's the 5th fastest time in the tournament, so hey, congratulations. That is a remarkable time, yeah. And I do see that RC Drone put up a 41.55, but fast times aside, man, you just flew through this seed, Shatty. That was an amazing performance. You made all of the right gambles. You took the right paths. It just worked out for you, and again, ladderless seed, congratulations. What were your thoughts going into level 9 with so few resources?
Yeah, pretty scared.
I can imagine.
All I could think about was that any key sitting out on the coast. I was like, boy, I wish I had ladder. So I checked in a couple of those staircases, hoping for either red ring or ladder or anything, basically.
Right, and just for your information, just if you were curious, ladder happened to be in level 6.
And White Sword was in 9 as Dragondarch just picked it up.
So the way this is shaping up, we are going to find out what all of the items are, because once he finds the second item in level 9, he's going to know that he made the incorrect play. What do we got?
The Power Bracelet.
So the red ring is the other item in level 8.
I was so disappointed when 8 wasn't under the pawn there.
Actually, yeah, level 8 was in an open bomb spot near the grave.
In the open cave, one to the right of the Death Mountain Armos.
Right.
Right, I saw that hint in 7, so I was like, well, I'm not doing 7, I'll go to 8. And then I found 2, and I was like, what's going on up here?
And Dragondarch has not seen 2 yet, so he's going straight into 8 to find... unfortunately, he knows about the heart container, does not know about the red ring yet.
And he's going to find the red ring, which is going to quadruple his defense, but it's not going to be that, and he's going to be looking forward to beat this seed. But yeah, it's this seed, you were pretty much following each other's footsteps early on, but basically this seed boiled down to one thing, and it's the good old R word. Not rigged, but routing. Good routing choices. You were the one that found level 2. It happened to have the bow, and the rest of the seed was history.
Yeah, that early book helps a ton, even though the hints weren't great, but that hint for 8 and 7 was fantastic.
Yeah, I affectionately called this seed the old news seed between both you and Dragondarch. Those hints that you found for the most part, contain nothing but old news. And then we got a kick out of what happened when Dragondarch was in level 6. He got a hint from one of the old men that said, step over the water to get to the magical key. And it was just, game, what are you doing to us?
It does look like we found our Dig Dogger block here in 8. So, know that heart container is probably behind that door.
Right, Dig Dogger gazes by a lake. Gee, more old news, thanks. Both runners completed level 5, and Dragondarch's gonna up an A and try a different path in the search for his items. And as we did, as CCX did point out in chat, the other sub 40 that we've had in the tournament belonged to Jay Coper. It was a 39:35, so a top 5 time tonight for Shatty Boy. That's got to feel good going into the 5th week of Swiss matches. You're 4-0 now. You have a chance to run the table and go 5-0. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's probably not going to happen.
Well, you have a lot of competition. You're going to have a lot of top runners that are going to be gunning for you in week 5. Obviously, you've made it to the bracket stages, so at this point, you're playing with house money. The only question is, will he be able to go 5-0? And of course, you have potentially Adaginos and Antlers, Karakarn VI, and Redbird Red, who's been absolutely destroying this tournament so far.
Fire, RBG.
He's right now, in my opinion, he or Adaginos is probably going to go into the bracket stages as the number 1 seed. But Shatty, you may have something to say about that.
Well, I hope they get paired up, because that'll be awesome.
Somebody's got to lose that. Yeah, it would be a fun race. Sub hour for both of them easily, unless you get one of those both chain reaction seeds combined with poverty, combined with high combat. But knowing those two, they're probably going to both get sub 50.
That may be a seed where the first one who has to pause the game for just a millisecond loses.
Yeah, you got that right in our race. As Dragondarch finds this diamond staircase, so we're going to see if we have an item here. But he's down to 1 heart. Needs to be careful. At this point, he's not... Now he's got the right pixel, and unfortunately, that's the transport staircase, so Dragondarch's not going to take it. Wouldn't it be something if this was the other half of that transport staircase? Nope. There's the red ring. So Dragondarch with the defense, so it's now quadrupled. He knows that the other item is the heart container, so he can leave level 8. And now he knows he's got to make another play.
Well, he knows now, based on the information he's got, that he's got to find level 2.
The good news is he is very close to where level 2 is. So as long as he doesn't take an unfortunate death here. So I guess you could say in Dragondarch's case, this happened to be a Lemony Snicket seed. It's just unfortunate that he took the wrong path. He was on the way potentially to getting to level 2 next because he was in the dead woods, but then he kind of made a different turn after you got a Triforce that led him in the wrong direction.
And if my map is correct, he'll be walking into 2 right now to find his bow.
Correct. Vanilla level 6 was where level 2 happens to be, and Dragondarch, once he clears the Dodongo, if he just goes one room north of where the Triforce drops, he will get his bow. In fact, this is where the Triforce is. That was a perfect Dodongo fight. Unfortunately, he goes to the west when he needs to go to the north, so it's going to take him a little bit longer, but when he finds out that these blue Gorillas don't give him what he's looking for, and he does get a fairy drop. I would hope he gets a fairy drop from those blue Gorillas. They are in the health farm good, but oh no, he bounds to the north. And this is our bait block.
Well, there's a relatively useless bait block.
Well, actually, in Dragondarch's case, that's a useful bait block because it's going to steer him in the right direction. There's his bow.
That is true. So, now Dragondarch knows where Ganon is, knows where Zelda is, I believe. So, this should be wrapping up pretty quickly for him.
You know, I'm surprised he didn't go down to pick up the Triforce, because then he would have gotten out of level 2 with full health, but it is Dragondarch. He doesn't need the health, but I still would have went for it.
The other thing is 9 is right next to that fairy fountain. Just hop over, grab your health refill.
Yeah, very true. And I'll tell you what, if Dragondarch routes level 9 as good as Shatty did, he's going to get a sub-hour too, which, again, most of these races, that's a winning time. It just so happens that he went up against a buzzsaw in Shatty.
Well, the other thing is he's already found the 2 items in 9. He's also found Ganon. I'm fairly sure that we saw that. So
right.
I don't, and he's got the compass, so he knows where Zelda is. So I don't know that routing it. He's probably got it already mapped out at this point.
He could get sub 55, as GamerMon2 pointed out in chat, as long as he doesn't get bopped a few times by Patra Wayne, which he avoids the way you're supposed to avoid him. So just needs to route a couple of rooms here, then make his way to Zelda's room, and Dragondarch's going to finish with a very, very respectable time.
That ladder did provide a faster path to Ganon, though.
Indeed it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon. So, we need 15 hits, or in his case, he's going to need 8 hits with the white sword that he found in level 9. But Ganon decided to be Ganon with the right teleport. Now he's got the stun lock in 4, 5, 6, 7. Great Ganon fight there for Dragondarch. We've got Bacon and the Triforce of Power. Just needs to track to that room where Zelda is, and Dragondarch's going to finish right around the 53-minute mark. Now, Shatty, I got to tell you one thing. You know how we call taking down the Bacon and taking down Zelda Royal Jelly? Well, Neraster came up with the perfect term for taking down Bowser. Turtle soup.
Love it.
And there's the shutter door opening, and Dragondarch has completed the seed. Get your GGs out for him. That is a very fast time for Dragondarch. Just, unfortunately, wasn't quite the efficient route he needed to win this seed tonight. So he'll be going to 3-1, but again, still in the bracket stages, so definitely not out of it. Great race for the two of you.
That's a special SRL time of 53:07. So great race. Like you said, that wins most of these races that we've had.
And it looks like we do have Dragondarch here in the commentator's booth. GG Dragondarch, but all it took was one routing divergence between you and Shatty, and it turned into a 10-minute race. I mean, that is a very, very good time you put up, Dragondarch, but Shatty found level 2 first, and that just happened to be the difference, because you both played extremely well. Go over the seed with us.
It wasn't that hard, outside of a bunch of Wizrobes.
Right. The one advantage you did have was that you did find the ladder out of level 6, so in turn you were able to get the any key off the coast. But yeah, the all-important bow ended up being a level 2, and you didn't quite make that play early enough to take down this seed. But again, we're talking about that you turn in a time of just over 53 minutes, and that's going to win a majority of the races in this tournament. Just unfortunately, you ran up against the buzzsaw tonight.
No, I ran up against. I found a bunch of other dungeons that weren't 2 before finding 2, and just said, "Screw it, I'm going to gamble on 9 at this point."
You know, I mean, it's a decent gamble. At that point, you've knocked off a lot of the items, and you're looking at about a 40% chance that the bow is going to be the item in level 9. It just turned out happened to not be the right play this time around. But
it was actually 50-50 based on what I knew. There was one item in 8 that I didn't know about, and I didn't know the item in 2, and beyond. And other than that, it was just 2 and 9. So it was a 50-50 gamble. I figured it was a good enough gamble. Go to 9. I have the Tringles.
So in your place, you made the percentage play, and it's a good gamble, 50-50, but again, it just didn't work out for you tonight. But hey, you played the race about as good as you could have, considering the route divergence between the two of you. And again, both of you putting up sub-hour times just is a testament. It just goes to show how good the both of you are at Zelda Randomizer. I'm going to tell you, you're both going to be a force to be reckoned with come the bracket stages of this tournament.
If we can find the bow.
Right. Or the silver arrows, or the ladder, or whatever. But hey, again, great race between the both of you. Shatty, congratulations on going to 4-0. One more win, you run the table, and who knows, you might be the number 1 seed.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, gotta have a positive attitude, Shatty. So hey, best of luck to you next race. And hey, Dragondarch, you're still in the bracket stages, so, hang in there. You got one more race for a chance to improve your positioning into the bracket stages. So, hey, congratulations to the both of you on a very fine race. Narestra, any questions for either of our runners?
No, GG to you both, and look forward to seeing you both in brackets.
Thanks, guys, and thanks for everyone involved.
Yeah, thanks.
So before we wrap up here, Laws, I want to go over the remaining schedule. Saber and Matrick is finishing up over on Speed Gaming right now. That race is over, but I won't spoil it because I know people like to watch that. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, we have Kadago versus NY Rambler. That will be on a Speed Gaming Network channel. That is to be determined. And then closing out round 4 will be Sharky 2107 versus Gary and Old Wolf. That is at 9 p.m. Eastern. Sometime following that, shortly thereafter, I do believe it's still scheduled to be on Crimson Avix's channel, will be the the final round 5 Swiss pairing show.
Oh, you bet. That is going to be exciting, and that 2-2 bracket reveals, that 2-2 races is definitely going to be something to watch out for. And there's some pairings that I'm sure that some of these 2-2 runners are hoping they don't get. So it is going to be fun.
We have a whole nother week of Swiss. So if you've enjoyed this, definitely give our runners a follow. We put on a great show. I want to thank CCX for tracking for us, and give Laws here a follow. He does a great job helping us out with these tournaments.
Absolutely. Make sure you give my commentator partner, Racer, a follow as well. Much involvement with the Speed Gaming and Randomania communities, so make sure you give him a follow as well. And make sure, of course, you give both of our runners tonight, Dragondarch and Shatty, a follow. They were brilliant tonight, and we're going to see a lot of more exciting things coming out of both of these runners once the bracket stages come. So that is going to do it for us tonight. On behalf of our 2 runners, Dragondarch and Shatty, for everyone here on Speed Gaming 4, for our tracker CCX, and for my commentator partner Narestra, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have yourself a great rest of your Labor Day weekend, and we will see you again next time. So long, everybody.